Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today was going to be a December wrap up with a January plan. I think I read one book in December. I couldn't even tell you what it was actually off the top of my head. Let's have a look and say the whole plan was that today was going to be a clear your shit update, kind of like a wrap up. But looking at my stats, there is no real point in it. Or I feel as though there is no real point in it. I did not hit the goals I wanted to hit. December was a massive problem for me. I got very sick. Obviously there was Christmas as well. But the being very sick really took me out. And I need to stop talking about it now. So I think this is the second video that I've spoken about it in. So yeah, December really took it out of me. I really enjoyed Christmas, had a lovely Christmas with family and Jack's family, and enjoying ourselves and kind of recouping from the year, changing jobs twice, buying our house. We can actually like walk around, not upstairs anymore, upstairs is now a mess, but we can now walk around a bit more downstairs. So Christmas was great. Really, it was nice and relaxed. And actually the other day when I was planning out filming all of this content, I got really excited again to film and talk to you about books, which I haven't actually felt like, in all honesty, in a little while, because multiple reasons probably. We moved and the move was quite stressful because Jack wasn't here. Changing jobs was obviously quite stressful, but I didn't have the space to film anymore when we moved, so I filmed a lot in my bedroom and downstairs, and I didn't really enjoy that. I like my books, I like being able to see my books, and then I set up my shelves and I saw all my books, and then I won't be able to fit them all in, and then I had a breakdown about that, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. And in December, at the end of it, I actually rekindled my love of reading. I've got a whole TBR spreadsheet which is colour coded, which is sad. I've got 18 pages worth of planning for not next year, it's this year now because we are in 2023. I've set up my new core pile. I'm very eager to get into my core pile and actually fill it out. I don't know if anyone else gets like that at the start of the year. You get a core pile and or a new spreadsheet or a new tracker or a new journal or however you do whatever you do, and you go, I really want to fill it out, so then you're really eager to do the thing of which would make you fill out the thing. So I'm really eager. I've read one book already this month, which I'm filming this on the 5th. Is it the 5th today? Is it the 6th today? I don't know. Is it the 6th today? It's the 6th today. So I'm filming this on the 6th. And I've just finished my first book, which ties into the books I'm about to talk to you about when I stop rambling, but I want to ramble first and then we'll get into that. Yeah, I've already finished one book, which makes me like really happy actually, and I found a new love for my Kindle as well, which I have fallen out of love with because I got really into, and I will probably talk more about this in my Subbox subscription video, but I got really into all these special editions, and I have to have special editions, and everyone's bringing out special editions now, and my shelves are filled with hardbacks of brand new books that came out between the years of 2020 and obviously 2022, and I've got so many things pre-ordered, and I love that because that brings me joy. But the subscription boxes, I got like 36 books from them last month, and currently, as of right now, I don't even know how many of them I actually read, but I can probably tell you it wouldn't have been a lot, if any. I would have read one. Gallant was one. So there's one. But seeing that and realising that when we moved into this house really put a big thing on my reading, because all of a sudden I've got all of these books last year, and I've got a tracker this year to see where my money's going and how many books I'm bringing in a year, and treating myself to books is great, and buying sequels that match is fantastic, but I want to be, this year I want to be spending my money on books that bring me joy and that I'm actually interested in. I want to try and cut down on the, I say this, but I've taken out a new subscription anyways, but I want to try and cut down on the Subbox stuff. So yeah, we're just kind of working with some stuff. My cut-off is, well, hopefully, if all goes to plan, my cut-off will be middle of this year, where I will decide if I am over collecting YA books or not, which subs I actually want to keep or not. So there's a lot. It's a lot going on. But let's get into the books that I want to read this month. So, I've got a stack here of books that I wish to read. I've got a spreadsheet there which has got even more books on. Here in my stack is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. In my spreadsheet there's about 15. But one of them is not on here, it's on my Kindle. So the first book that I want to read, again, not in order, and I will not be reading these in order, but the first one I'm going to talk to you about is Curse of the Fallen by H.C. Newell, which I will put a cover here for you. This is my first read from my Friends Pick 12. That video hasn't come out yet, it'll come out later this week. I think it's later this week, it comes out later, either way. And I will talk through then the rest of the year plan and who picked what, because off the top of my head I cannot remember who picked this book. But it's there. This book, I don't really know an awful lot about, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. It's got a very pretty cover, as you can see here. And I'm just really excited to kind of get into it. I want to read, again, more indies this year. I love supporting indie authors. We know this from the previous years. I have got a lot of indies that I want to read. And from there, we're going to go to the audiobook that I'm currently listening to. And that is A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdullah. I have read the prequel to this, which is A Prelude in Ashes, or A Prelude of Ashes, and I really enjoyed it, so obviously I've carried on with this. And I've got The Arc of Shades of Madness, which is another book that I need to read this month before the 24th of January, and I think I'm going to be good. It's on my Kindle, so it's ready to be taken away with me when I go away. So literally, as I'm filming this right now, I'm on Friday. On Monday, I'm in Manchester for 4 days. And then towards the end of this month, I'm in Barcelona for 11. So keep an eye out for some travel. Or, well, not necessarily travel, because I'm not brave enough to just whip my camera out in public, got to be honest. But I will probably be talking to you from a hotel room. And the sound quality will be different because I'm not taking my microphone. Just too much stuff. So yeah, I am really enjoying this so far, and I plan to read the sequel as well before it releases. So in this book we're following 3 different people. The first one is Adrian, who is the prince of one of the realms. I think it's Avarian. There you go, prince of one of the domain nations. The church, and then in this book, the religion that they follow preaches that death is bad and wrong. So when someone dies, they can either be preserved to come back when their deity deigns to walk the earth again, or they obviously, I think they get burned or something, and then they're never spoken of again. You can't remember them. That's disrespectful. That's bad and wrong, which is bizarre when in a lot of cultures and religions you obviously remember the dead, and that's what keeps their soul alive, that sort of thing. Then you've also got Lynn, who is a rogue elite warrior hiding from her past, and she is badass, I have to admit. I'm really enjoying her chapters. Then the final one is Nasha, who is a gifted hunter hiding a terrible secret. So she has got a curse that only a few people in her tribe know about, and something happens which ends up roping her into kind of being the head of this big competition, as I kind of understand it as I'm reading it, and I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's good. I'm looking forward to finishing this one and then cracking on with the sequel. It's not a big book at all, and the narration is actually pretty good. So this isn't a wrap up, but if you want to check this out, definitely check it out. It's on Audible, and Tiago is a very lovely human as well, so love that for him and for me and for the indie community and the book community as a whole. So yeah, this will be read this month. Next up we have got the It's All About Fantasy book club, hosted by myself, Lisa from Lisa Loves Life, and my friend Kate. The Twitter is always linked down below, and the read for January is Jade City. So for the next 3 months we will be reading the Greenbone Saga, and obviously the first one is Jade City. I've got the Illumicrate editions and they are very, very pretty. I just don't like that when you do foiling straight on these things, sometimes it comes off, so I've got to be really careful about that. But in this world, jade is really sought after, I believe, and it makes you have powers, I think. Obviously, I haven't read this yet, so my understanding is very limited. But there are 2 warring tribes, and it's kind of like, it's gangs set in Shanghai, which it sounds great to me. And I'm hoping I enjoy this because obviously I have these stunning editions of the whole series. The first book isn't massive, but I think they get a little bit bigger as we go on. And I have read the first couple of chapters of this before, and I was enjoying it. There was only one part that is weird, like very, 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 very weird. Which is kind of like one of the characters sneaking into this girl's bedroom window and then getting it on with her, but then you find out that they're girlfriend and boyfriend. Like, it's just a bit of a thing for me. But otherwise, the rest of it sounded really good, so I can't wait to get into this. And make sure you go to Lisa's channel when we announce the live show, because this will be on her channel in February, and we will discuss more of our thoughts. So come back for that. Then I've got a buddy read with Kate, who is also the person in It's All About Fantasy, but we have been trying to do buddy reads since we met online on Twitter in 2020 for an N.K. Jemisin read, which we did for the 5th season, what was it? The Broken Earth trilogy. We read the whole trilogy, and since then we've been trying to do buddy reads every single month. I suck at them, she does really well. So this month we've got I've got a little wheel on my phone now which can pick our books. We put in like 24 books or something, and this is the first book that got picked, which was The Kingdom of Copper, which meant I then had to reread The City of Brass, which is the book I have already finished. I have read that is done now, because I didn't want to go back to I didn't want to start the series in the middle and only read the final 2 books. I wanted to start the whole series again. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the Fairy Loot edition, which I'm so glad I purchased, because I really enjoyed this. The first 2 books the first time round, I just never finished it, and this year I get is it like a novella series? The River of Silver is coming out, and I've got the matching edition from Fairy Loot coming, and I think it's short stories or something, but I'm very excited for that. So what better time to actually complete the series than now. The first book we are following our mate, well, it's from 2 perspectives. The first book, it's Nahari and Ali. Nahari is from Cairo. She is basically a con artist. She can see sickness in people and she doesn't really understand why. She's got a language that only she understands. She doesn't know where she comes from, and she can understand any language as soon as she hears it. And one day she's performing a Azar, which is kind of like an exorcism to remove a demon from a young girl. She sings a song in her native language and manages to summon Jinn, and then that whisks her off to a world she never knew about, and it is fantastic. Our other character is Ali, and he is the second born son to the king of Daevabad, which is where Nahari has been taken, and he doesn't like her in the slightest. He has got very strong religious beliefs from his tribe, well, not his, kind of his tribe, and there's a lot that goes on. And there's a whole slew of characters in this book, so I'm very excited to reread this one again and finish this series this year, because this is the year I'm going to finish series, and that will be coming in my resolutions video as well as like my plans for that. But I'm gonna do it. I am determined. So yeah, this is a series I'm gonna finish. If you can hear children, I'm really sorry. I don't know if my mic is picking them up, but they're very loud and it kind of sounds like they're killing each other, but they're giggling at the same time. So they're having fun doing it, so that's fine. Right, I've got 3 other books that I am not going to talk about here because I don't know if I can yet. I'm planning on doing like a whole separate video for those books, but they are books that are up for Indie Ink Awards. Whether I actually film the video or not, I don't know, but I plan to read them. 2 of them are audiobooks and 1 is a ebook book, and I will let you know my thoughts and feelings on them hopefully in that video, or I might just do a wrap-up video for that. I'm not too sure. if it's going to be vlog style or what. But yeah, I've got plans for that. But there are another 3 books on this ever-growing list, so that's fun. And then the only other book that I need to add to this list that I don't actually have yet is Of War and Ruin by Ryan Cahill. That's meant to be in my inbox this week. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm very excited. This is the 3rd book in this series. Technically 5th he will have published, and this is in the Bound and Broken series. He was an indie publisher, he's now been picked up by someone, I'm not too sure what, but I loved the rest of these books. All of them have been 5 stars so far. Cannot wait to get to this book. Will I complete it by the time it launches? Probably not, purely for the fact that the ARC is coming out like 10 days, if not less, before the release date. But I'm still very excited, and I will be ordering the matching signed edition of this one to go with my collection. So yeah, that is the only other book that I don't have. The other 3 books that I have on this list, which are possibles, and I do understand that this is like a bonkers list because I don't read this much in a month, but I'm trying this new thing where I'm going to try and read the books I get from subscription boxes the month after I receive them, so that I can actually make a decision as to whether I want to keep the subscriptions or not. So the first one, these are all the December picks. So we've got The Red Scholar's Wake by Elite D. Bodard, who has written a sci-fi romance book about a ship and a woman. I'm going to tag my book box battles. This went up yesterday. Go, I think it's on this side, yeah. Go check it out. I will go through all the blurbs. This video is long enough. Does not need them. So there's this one, which was the Illumicrate pick. Then we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is fairly adult, and there's romance in here and fairies. So there's that one. And then finally there is this one, which I'm actually really interested to give a go, and it is Cruel Illusions by Margie Fuston, I don't know. I'm really sorry if I'm butchering your name. 1, this is stunning. 2, I'm not sure about the vampire-y bit in it, but there's vampires in this, and there's a secret society, and there's a deadly competition. So this is the one I'm most excited about out of these 3. It is also the biggest out of these 3. How many pages even is this? Because it looks blinking huge. I'm only like 500 pages. Okay, so yeah, that's that. That's a lot of books for me. Like I said, it's a little bit bonkers. I don't have the like stupid idea that I'm going to read all of these. I don't. I'm going to prioritise once we get partway through the month. And I'm going to be reading a lot of things on my Kindle or trying to listen to them audibly, because obviously travelling, I don't want to travel with loads of books. I just don't want to do it because they're heavy, they take up space, and at least a Kindle is really, really easy for me to like take from where I'm staying to where I'm working and back again. So that's the aim. I probably will take a physical book with me, because when don't I travel with a physical book? I always do. But yeah, me reading multiple books just carries on, really. But there you go. There are my plans and my vague wrap up of last year. I hope you've enjoyed it. That's everything for today's video. Please give it a like if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below of the book that you are most excited to get to for January. I don't really have one that I'm most excited to get to, if I'm honest. I'm really intrigued in the vampire book, weirdly enough. And I actually, of War and Ruin. That is the one I'm most excited to read this month. Most excited. I won't finish it this month. I know that. But I've got a friend that I'm going to buddy read it with, so we will get through that together, and I'm looking forward to it. If you want to leave me an emoji instead of a full comment, leave me a book stack emoji for this massive TBR. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload new videos. I am uploading every single day this week, so make sure you come back, please, and check out the rest of my content. I am including my best books, my worst books, There will be a sub box update. There's a whole heap of things that I will be filming, so make sure you come back to check them out. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow for another video. Bye.